Hello and welcome to Clutch My Pearls, a podcast where I, Emily, learn all about the erotic fiction that my friends Vanessa and Barbara are reading. Today we have a Gobble Me, Swallow Me Thanksgiving episode. And if there's one thing I know about y'all, you love holiday-themed episodes. What are your thoughts on Thanksgiving as a holiday?
As a holiday, I'm very pro-Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not for smut.
Not for smut, but just like in real life.
I love it.
You love the holiday.
In real life, it's you eat mashed potatoes, gravy. I mean, what's not to love?
Naps, movies.
Smoothies.
Movies.
Oh,
I
naps.
You thought you said smoothies, right?
Naps and
smoothies.
movies.
What?
Naps and movies.
So you're a Thanksgiving and gravy. What is your Thanksgiving meal that you
I
like?
love stuffing.
I bet you do like to get
Yeah, you
stuffed.
Okay.
So Vanessa likes to get stuffed. Barbara likes the gravy.
And
And
what
then
do you like?
I just like the bread rolls.
Okay, that is so real. Eric has a Thanksgiving that's like overwhelming for me because I grew up with like 3.5 family members, so it was always super chill. His Thanksgiving is like 27 people. They're all so polite. It's very, I feel like the worst person at the table, but they're super nice. But his young cousin, the first year I went, was like eating like 12 bread rolls. And I was sitting there like, if this were not my first Thanksgiving trying to impress Grandma Bador right here, like I would be 1 for 1 beating you at these bread rolls. I was so jealous.
So does that kid still come to the Thanksgiving meal?
She does.
She
and
does.
we've talked about the bread rolls thing, and then we always eat a bread roll.
Have you
together,
had
so
you should have an eating competition with her.
Okay, she's gonna win. She's like, she's a go-getter. She's a college student. Like she's
She's got a different metabolism than us.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both read a book today, or I guess it'd be a novella because they're small. And so the difference is, but what is the difference between a novella and a book?
I mean,
Short.
Short.
the length, yeah.
Yeah,
Mine I
okay.
wouldn't even count as a novella, but
Yours is just an excerpt or just a column.
A story.
something.
In
A
time.
story.
mine I would say is a cry for help.
Oh my God.
I'm scared.
Now, isn't that really what Thanksgiving is all about? It's
Truly.
just a cry for help.
I think that's why it's so hard to find good books about Thanksgiving, because it's not a day for smut.
It's not
It's
a sexy
not-
holiday.
It's not a sexy holiday. You're just like stressed about family and traveling and cooking and hosting, and it's just a lot. It's not
For a
there's
holiday.
no, like, lore, so there's not a whole lot of
Yeah, it just is not very romantic.
not at
Right.
all.
I mean, it is the one holiday where they talk about breasts openly, but
So true.
there's no smut and stuffing and just getting into the cavity.
Oh.
Barbara, let's go first with yours. I want to
Okay.
know.
Mine's short, so
Okay.
we can do mine and then we'll get to
Yours is an
yours in a minute.
appetizer.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. This is what I brought to the Friendsgiving.
We
Yes.
might not want to eat after this.
No,
Oh.
truly. Like, if you were going to have dinner, no, you're not. Mine is actually a book that I found, loosely called a book, that I found on TikTok.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is where we get all of our information
Yes.
usually.
It's called Stuffed by the Were Turkey.
Oh. Now, like
What?
so the is it like a werewolf turkey?
Excellent question.
Because
I don't have an answer.
Well, although I guess wolf, like a werewolf, but then is there such thing as like a were-dog? Is it like a possessed?
A Were Turkey. I was, going
I
in
would think
with
a man turning into a turkey.
Okay.
reasonable.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But like, why would you want that?
Why? Why would you want that? Why would you write this? Why would you read it? Why did I read it? Why are we talking about it? This is a cry for help. This is terrible.
So it's romancing by the were turkey?
Stuff.
Stuffed, of course.
No
Stuff.
romance.
There's no
Romancing.
I had high hopes that there would be romance.
Courting the Were Turkey. It was written by Tate McKirk.
Okay.
I'm trying so hard not to shame, but Tate, you might want to talk to some people. You might want to spend some introspection on why did you do this to us?
Oh man.
It is 13 pages long.
Okay. Was this actually published, or was it like Amazon Kindled, or a fan? I know there's like these fanfic websites where you can just self-publish.
Well, this
stuff.
is just Kindle Unlimited, right?
Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
It was published, actually, it was released, in 2015. I don't know.
Oh.
Is there a hard copy out there? I have no idea.
I will find out.
But it's on Goodreads. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's on Amazon.
So it is
it's
known.
all over TikTok. Like, it's
13 pages.
13 pages.
Now, would you say that these 13 pages are your 13 reasons why?
13
Oh
reasons.
my God.
And they're about to be yours. So this podcast is the final one that we're ever going to do. We're so thankful that you guys followed along. Goodbye forever.
You know, yeah. The were turkey's what took us out.
I wouldn't even call this smut. This is not smut. This is outright erotica.
Oh, okay.
This is, you'll see.
Okay.
The synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Can't even start. You can't even.
Just wait till you get to your excerpt.
Oh, God.
Hold on to your cranberries and watch out for spilled gravy.
Ew.
Josette is an animal rights activist that saves an ordinary turkey on Thanksgiving. But is there something more to the strange bird?
Oh.
That's it. That's the whole synopsis.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's only 13 pages.
I was going to
so
say
we don't
that's
wanna
a
give it
full
all away.
page.
I could not find a physical copy online.
Shoot.
Josette.
Well,
We can't add it to the shelf.
To my library?
Yeah.
I know they do that with fan fiction, though. There are people out there who will, like, print and bind
Please
fanfic for you. So maybe if you
Oh.
really are attached to this, you could
print it for us.
you could
Yes,
attach somebody.
please.
Big font.
I would love that. That can be, you know, it's Thanksgiving. It's plenty of time for you to do Christmas shopping for me.
Mhm.
And I don't even know anything about the book, but now that I know that I can't have it, I need it.
I'm going to tell Jeff to get you this, and you're going to be really unhappy.
Could be very upset. Okay, so 13 pages.
Mhm.
And
13 reasons.
you say you say that the it's pretty much erotica. So it's definitely more porn than plot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay,
There
so
is
I'm gonna
no point to this.
I'm gonna
None whatsoever.
Oh, so where they fucking?
I think that the first coming
What page?
is gonna be page 4.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa, what's your guess?
So she takes a turkey. Yeah, page maybe like 6.
Okay. So the first coming, the first actual completion,
Okay.
page 11.
Oh.
Wow. So
Really teases it out.
wow. So this were turkey really makes her
Mhm.
wait.
Mm-hmm. So
Wow.
knowing what you know, Josette is an animal rights activist. She rescues a turkey who is maybe not so ordinary. It's
Mhm.
called Stuffed by the Were Turkey. What do you think?
I would say that she saved a turkey, it came to life, and it fucked her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, wow. So every turkey you eat at Thanksgiving could have been a man.
Could have been the one.
Could have been the one to stuff you. But we had to eat it instead.
Vanessa, what are your thoughts? What are your guesses for the logistics of this plot?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that he's like a man, but he's like got feathers.
Oh, right.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, is it plucked or is he feathered?
Because where means man to whatever,
There's
but
a
he's
transformation.
already a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he just
Is it like the Beast, like Beauty and the Beast, where it's like the man is inside of this
no
beast?
I
Like
don't
it's like
think so.
maybe got cursed.
That
by,
sounds too good to be true.
maybe got a Halloween curse.
Just tell us.
Oh my god.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it's called were turkey.
Okay.
It's just like magical turkey, confusing turkey.
Okay.
She's protesting at a turkey farm. This turkey runs toward her. She picks it up. She's running to her car. The farmer is yelling like, "No, wait, you don't understand." And he's correct.
Oh.
She puts it in her bathroom. She's hosting Friendsgiving later that night.
A vegan friend's thinking I would assume.
Vegan. She has all of her friends whom she met protesting with PETA. So they're all PETA members represent. I don't know. But
Right.
they're all coming over later. She's making, tofurkey and things like that. And
Where's the turkey?
turkey's in the bathroom.
I was gonna say.
And I guess none of these vegans need to use the restroom, or do they know that this turkey is in the bathroom?
They're not there yet. They
Okay.
don't know anything about this turkey.
Okay.
She's
But she's
cooking.
getting ready.
She's getting ready.
Okay.
She hears scratching from the bathroom. She's like, "Oh my god! Oh right, I have a turkey in the bathroom. Totally
Right.
normal." She goes and checks on it, and she's like, "That's so weird. It's twice the size that it was before. That's wild, huh?"
Oh.
Not concerned, because then she sees that the turkey knocked over her expensive organic $20 shampoo.
Oh. Okay. Well, look, as a hair professional, $20 for a shampoo,
I would
unfortunately, is not that expensive.
It's really not. Yeah, really not. But she's in a tizzy.
She's upset.
She's upset.
It's organic.
But is it in a glass bottle? Like, how many times do you knock over stuff in your shower? Constantly.
Constantly. But the turkey is, you know, he's
Destructive.
animalistic and destructive and growing in size, and I don't know.
Would you say that this turkey is a bad boy? Is it an enemies to lovers story?
He's a needy boy because he wouldn't let her just cook on her own. He needs her attention.
He's got to let her know that he's there.
Attention.
Okay. Attention, Dom.
Call of the wild. So she is on all fours, mopping up the spilled shampoo.
Okay.
And then she feels the animal behind her.
Feathers, I assume.
Getting a little excited. Feathers. Yep.
I feel like it's like when they like puff up and go like, like shake their feathers, like, which can also be really aggressive feeling. But she's stuck in a bathroom with it, cleaning up expensive shampoo. Bent over. I assume, is she wearing underwear? Probably not.
She is.
Okay.
I can verify specifically 100% yes. She is definitely wearing underwear. One of our 1-star reviews talks about it. It's the whole thing.
So he's twice as big.
Yeah, but he is still very much a turkey.
Okay.
Okay.
Feathered and unfeathered, we don't know.
Just twice as big.
Just
Oh,
picture.
wait, no, he's alive. That's right. Sorry, he's not dead. A dead turkey has no feathers. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Anyways, sorry. I just keep.
It's just a
I just
naked
never.
turkey
I
running
just
ready to cook.
without
when
a head.
I picture a turkey, I think of like a butterball. I don't
Ready to
think
eat. Yeah.
of like the actual turkey rocking down the road. Okay, so twice as big turkey.
Mounting her from behind
Literally.
as she's getting the shampoo cleaned up.
Do you want to find out as you read the scene what the logistics of this are?
Yes, I need to know every detail
Let's just
that is
read
given.
it.
Let's
just
get
read
into
it.
Okay. This is before page 11, but oh god. Remember we can cut this if we need to. Remember our person who commented and was like, sorry, I have morals. We don't have morals because we talk about sex.
Right.
I hope he hears this episode because,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, he is in for it.
If they want to know what, and we will keep this in because I'm not afraid. I don't really give a shit.
Good.
Because
That guy who's definitely not listening. Ooh.
yeah, I think that's it too. Is that this will be like our own little secret? Is that because that guy's not listening?
No.
Because he
has morals.
Because he has morals, of course.
Yeah.
And I hope he finds his quality woman that he needs someday. But yeah, we don't have any morals. We're reading about turkey sex.
Doesn't matter because we're all married anyways.
Yes. Speaking of
we're
which,
all married, so like we're fine. We have morals.
we're spoken for by a man, and that's what counts.
To him, yeah.
To him,
we are MRS. That means that we are his property.
Speaking of which,
Oh my god, I just meant like we don't have to worry about our morals anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true too.
Oh.
Like we faked it and then we got married.
faked
We
it.
fucking tricked them.
Trapped.
Well, bitch, we got you. We fucking got you.
You thought I had morals.
You thought I had morals.
Check out this turkey
I
sex.
wore
Check
white.
out this podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. I'm about to read this
Oh,
passage
she's already
from Stuffed by the Were Turkey.
I like how she announces the title.
Yeah, this is.
You're avoiding it. You don't want to read it, and you
It's
shouldn't
just-
want to read
Everybody remember this moment as
lose
this
your
is before.
dignity.
who you are right now. You will never be again.
Will never be this way again. The bird bumped even harder into her from behind, smooshing her. Smooshing. Not smashing.
Smooshing.
Smooshing.
Two O's?
Smooshing. Smooshing.
Mm-hmm.
Smooshing her against the side of the bathtub. And she started to get really irritated. Her short skirt was starting to ride up, and she could feel his feathers against her butt cheeks. Soft and adamant. That's how the feathers were described up against your butt cheeks.
The turkey is not adamant. His feathers are.
His feathers are very adamant.
They're knocking.
They're here, you know?
It's really irritating her.
I'm going to smoosh you against the bathtub.
Smoosh.
Smoosh. She started to think what a ridiculous situation this was and how she should have never brought him home when he ground on her. Just then, a hand wrapped around her middle and started to fondle her tit. Tit. Just tit.
Tit.
Not breast.
Smoosh.
Smoosh
It
and
smooshed
tit.
her
Can't
tit.
use breast. He's a turkey.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But now it's a hand. Joe screamed, jerking out of the touch. She stared in shock behind her. The man was hung. She'd give him that. With a beautifully muscular body, his cock arched up towards her as if it was magnetized and trying to find her. Where it was like,
Like a beacon.
beep, 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 gobble, 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 gobble.
Oh my god.
His pubes were a strange reddish brown fuzz. Her gaze went higher, with her looking at the man's chest. Normal, except he had no nipples. You know, at least
Turkeys don't have nipples.
turkeys don't have nipples.
Neither do were turkeys.
And so, why would you put nipples on a were-turkey?
We need to be anatomically correct.
Now, I haven't read any further, so I don't know. But turkeys are really known for a very jugular neck.
Mm-hmm.
Real, like, Mitch McConnell-y.
What's it called? Oh,
The
gross.
gobbler or whatever it is?
The
That's worse than the
gobbler.
turkey.
What is it? Yeah, like, so
I don't
If
want
he
to think
doesn't
about
have-
Mitch or
if he doesn't,
None of this is good.
Christ.
if he doesn't have nipples, like, does he have a little dangler from
Yeah,
his neck?
well, let's keep reading.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come to think of it, no belly button either. I mean, yeah, he didn't have a. He
He was from an egg.
hatched.
Mm-hmm.
But there were more of the strange fuzzy hairs on his chest. They almost looked like tiny feathers. It-
What? On the
What?
turkey man. Why
On
would
the
he have
were
feathers?
turkey. Where did this man come from? There was a turkey here a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So-
She's an idiot.
so- Does he have feathers?
He has feathery pubes and feathers.
Okay.
And this is also the first episode in the podcast that I believe that they have, during a sex scene, described either
Pubes.
party's pubes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mark that on the list of which episode.
Yeah. where pubes entered the
Thanksgiving.
chat. You know, like that's what was brought to our Thanksgiving meal. Gather around, everyone. Know about these feather pubes.
Mm.
Ugh. It took a moment for her to register what she was actually seeing. Oh, God. He had a turkey's head. So he does. He didn't even get like a man's head. He's got a beak. He's got a head. He's got a neck.
It's a turkey head and then a man body, but with the why Tate McKirk? What the
Tate. Tate McKirk. Tate. This is too much. It has a turkey head,
Mm.
pubes that look like feathers.
fuck? No belly button.
But she's still gonna do it.
And
isn't she?
she's like, you know what? Those feathers up against my ass, they were adamant.
They're adamant.
And they were
He
going
is
to smoosh.
smooshing me.
I was smooshed. Hello. Oh. She felt almost mesmerized by. Oh, God damn it, Joe. She
Who's
felt.
Joe?
Joe is a character in this.
Oh.
I think her usual name is Josephina or Jofina, whatever.
Emily named the turkey.
I was so
No.
confused.
No. Joe is our main character in the story. This is the woman who's being smooshed up against a bathtub by someone by a guy with a turkey head.
Crying.
But she felt almost mesmerized by those beady black eyes, body going slack as she slumped back against the bathtub.
Mm.
She was like,
What?
"Oh my God, your beady little turkey eyes."
You know what I
Oh
love about
my
eyes?
God.
They're beady little.
Yeah, that's a first for us with the eyes.
We've had darkened eyes, but we
Mhm.
haven't had beady black
We
eyes.
haven't had bird eyes.
Thank God. There's a reason.
Oh God. Taking advantage of her weakness, the turkey man's
No.
The turkey man's hand darted out, catching a fistful of her shirt and popping the buttons. Her creamy tits were bared in the air, dusky nipples hardening under his animalistic gaze. Oh, it said dusky, not dusty. Sorry.
Whatever.
Tomato, tomato, really. For fuck's sakes, the man looked like a turkey. Oh wait, no, I missed a whole sentence. Oh my God, sorry. I got distracted by the dusky nipples that I thought
She's
were
getting worked
Anyway,
up.
she said, "This is crazy. She shouldn't be getting aroused. For fuck's sake. The man looked like a turkey." Yeah.
I agree.
For fuck's sake.
You should not be getting aroused, Joe. What the fuck?
You should not be in a bathroom alone with it. Like, you just brought this bird home. It grew twice as big. It grew a body, kept its head, of course.
of all the body parts, I can think of a couple before head that I would be like, that needs to switch.
I
Keep
would've
the
been-
wings.
I would have been fine with the wings and the
wings.
feet. Like
wings
the,
and like the
Ooh.
like he and like
yeah.
feather.
I mean, the feather hands.
I can do
you know-
the no belly button. I can do the no nipples. I can. Maybe he's
Mm.
got like really like he needs a neck lift.
Maybe,
something.
yeah, maybe it's like a genetic thing where he has like a little bit of a longer neck with a little bit of like extra
Sure.
skin, but
Or like a tiny head.
it's the beady bird head on top of a man's body with feather pubes,
Adamant.
but that are adamant. Okay, but those...
I am yucking this yum.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way anybody read this and went, that is for me. I wish it were longer.
Right.
I was reading this and I was like, please God, let this be a dream that she's having. And at the end, it's like, whoa, I shouldn't have eaten all that tofurkey. Like, nope.
Wow.
Not a dream.
Okay, so he apparently has hands. He doesn't have the wings. But those strong hands gripped her breasts, kneading them as strongly as she had the quinoa meatless loaf earlier. He's kneading her breasts like a loaf. Okay. Despite herself, she felt her pussy get moist.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Vanessa, where are you at?
I don't even think Vanessa's not even clutching her pearls. She's holding back a gag.
Vanessa's about to leave the room.
She's clutching in rage.
I'm just blowing raspberries in the microphone.
Okay, so he looked like he had bumps and nubs all over his cock and a thick curve upwards. With a scream, she managed to shake loose of the hold he had over her, kicking outward so that he fell over with a startled gobble.
I was going to say, he hasn't said anything.
Nope. Well, sometimes they purr and sometimes they gobble.
Gobble me, swallow me.
Gobble me, swallow me.
My God.
Take this bird dick. Something slammed into her from behind and she went sprawling. Panicked, she looked behind her again, only to be caught by those inky black eyes. Joe's cunt clenched involuntarily.
From the eyes?
And the turkey man gave a satisfied trill.
He's gobbling. He's trilling. He never speaks.
He doesn't.
He just makes turkey noises.
He just gives her the beady eyes. If he were a normal man, not some strange avian hybrid, but there was some sort of regality in the turkey man's features with his wrinkled blue head that faded into his beard-like red chin flap. Oh, my God. There was something almost attractive about the creature.
What the fuck is wrong with this woman?
What is wrong?
What the fuck,
She's
Joe?
a vegan.
Somehow
say more?
I'm okay with the he calls me his kitten and he locks me in a cage because he loves me so much.
Right.
I know there's something for everybody, but okay.
My God.
Okay.
My God. If this is for you, that's great for you. Don't talk about it.
And you know what? That's you probably read this every Thanksgiving like it's a Christmas carol. So okay.
Turkey sweats.
This is how you knew that the panties were still on. He grabbed the crotch of her panties and pulled them to the side, rubbing the head of his dick against her weeping hole. She couldn't hold back and stuttered, "Oh!" That spilled from her lips. His shaft along her pussy was delicious, and she rocked back on it, wanting more. "Oh, God, oh, please, give it to me," she cried. Not caring anymore as this strange man bird was going to stuff her full of his meat. Joe wanted that cock, craved it. "Please, I need it." There's a lot of we've read a couple books of where it's just please.
I think that was in Mile High because I vividly remember you go, "I need it."
Yeah. Please. Joe dared a look at her stomach, and it looked distended as if she had gorged herself on Thanksgiving dinner full of pie and potatoes and veggies and meat. She gave a crazed little giggle.
Crazed is right.
So he's looking at her. He's like, "Oh, she ate good."
She's looking at herself going, he's making my stomach different.
Oh,
shapes.
that was her looking at. I'm sorry. I'm just all flustered from
Emily,
this
I'm
bird.
sorry too. I'm sorry that I read it. I'm sorry that I saw the TikTok. I'm sorry that we're
But we
all
had
experiencing
to
this
do
now.
it.
I know.
It's the reason for the season.
Wait, what happened to her stomach?
She is in this moment giggling over, "Oh my God, I can see from the outside my stomach is bigger."
Like I'm bloated.
He's in there and she looks bloated.
I guess.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah,
I've
if
always
you're
had a
really
little
skinny
cushion,
and
so
he's really big.
I don't think my body has ever been. I don't look like that. God.
Maybe it's only with were turkeys.
Oh, maybe.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
The turkey man was starting to make her never want to use her vibrator ever again. But before she could reach her release, he pulled out, picking her up only to deposit her on the table. She gave a squawk of need. The thesaurus work that was done in this book.
The word choice is inexplicable. She's squawking, and she's not even a turkey.
He's making her a turkey.
Smushing her into one.
Wanting nothing more to be filled by him as she landed on a plate piled high with mashed potatoes. They squelched around her ass cheeks, her own juices dribbling down her legs to coat them like some sort of taboo gravy.
Mother of God.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Don't y'all.
Y'all. Vanessa, why would you write this?
Oh my God, Vanessa, when was your penman Tate? Whatever. Tate or Tot. The Birdman gurgled a noise of approval at her. So this whole time he's just like gobble, 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 gobble. Hooking his arms under her legs to elevate her at a new angle. With each thrust pounded into her, he stroked her G-spot, the pleasure building within her with each stab of him. Yes, yes, oh, fuck, please, she screamed, orgasm blossoming in her belly. Give me your meat. I love it. More, please, more. I want it all. Do you think that she stays a vegan after this?
Are you a vegan? You've had meat inside you.
Right. Like
yeah, she just loves animals.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does. Yes. Yes. With a triumphant cry, the turkey man came explosively in her snatch. Like he's like, I used every other word. I've used cunt. I've used pussy.
Cross it off the list. We're out of.
We're now at punani is next. Her inner walls flooding with his cum. Now, it's not spelled C-U-M.
It's not?
It's spelled her inner wall. Her inner walls flooding with his cum. C-O-M-E.
I think it's subjective, that word.
Like, I feel like when you say, like, I came, but if you say, like, here's my cum, it would be C-U-M. It wouldn't be C-O-M-E. But, like, I'm coming, I feel like that's interchangeable. Right?
Let's ask our listeners if you have strong opinions about when to use which version.
Yes.
Do you think it fits here? Do you think
We need an English teacher?
If you could get Merriam or Webster on the line, I'd love to know. Okay. Just the sensation was enough to push her over the edge, her whole body shaking with the power of it. Wave after wave of pleasure crashed over her until she saw white, barely able to breathe through the haze of her euphoria. Well, Joe, you know, I just skipped ahead. And it ends with the very end of the book is Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day. This was released the day before Thanksgiving. Here's my question. Did Tate talk about it over stuffing and gravy and cranberry sauce? Did she say, well, Aunt Diane, guess what I did yesterday?
Printed the 13 pages?
Yeah, like I went ahead. I worked really hard on my novella and, you know, it's done. It's out there. Happy. It's kind of like how we are coming out with this episode the week of Thanksgiving. Like it's Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Happy Turkey Day.
Everyone listening, when you sit down at the table with your family and you say, you know, here's what we're all grateful for, ask them, take a poll. Do you spell it C-U-M or C-O-M-E?
I need this to be the Thanksgiving
discussion.
You have to keep a part of the turkey's body.
Which one would you?
Which part? Because she kept the head.
Anything other than the head.
Anything.
Well, I feel like the feathers. Like I feel like the hands
Turkey
are almost
dick?
like the little like Muppet hands with the feathers. That could be okay.
Maybe he just has like feathers like Wolverine.
Yes.
Just a few of them. He's decorated with feathers.
Yeah, but then, because then he could still trace out her panties. God, this is so disgusting.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Now, do the friends eventually show up?
Oh, they showed up when she was yelling about how she needs meat, and they yell at her the next day, going, you're a fake vegan. We heard you talking about how you need meat. You love meat.
Did they even have the dinner?
No.
I mean, they came. Oh, they didn't come over. They came over.
They
and she
heard
was like,
her yelling through the door, and they probably left. And they were like, "We heard you needing the meat."
Oh, so they didn't.
But
even
she was
come
like,
in.
"No, I was boning the turkey man."
You don't understand. I have a perfectly.
I saved a turkey earlier in the day. I came home and I fucked it. Like,
Yeah.
duh. Like, isn't that?
Do you want to turn with this turkey?
Yeah. Like, he's still aware of turkey right now.
Thanksgiving is the holiday of sharing.
Yeah, you know, give and receive.
Horrifying.
So, what do our good people think about
If you had to guess what the rating is, what do you think?
2?
2, yeah.
Goodreads has it as 2.16.
Oh,
276 ratings. What is wrong with 276 people out there? Amazon has 167 ratings, 2.5.
Oh.
What the fuck, Amazon?
So Amazon's into it.
Amazon has some feelings.
Do you think Jeff Bezos has a thing for were turkeys? Maybe he's
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I just look at him.
Yeah.
Some 1-star reviews. I don't know how they're not all 1-star reviews. Kelsey says, this reinforced my desire for a lobotomy.
I think this is like our second. We've had lobotomies before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Requests for lobotomies, I feel like.
Maybe that's Kelsey again, and she's just going around like, somebody please give me a lobotomy.
Cry for helps on Goodreads.
Leanne says there are a lot of ellipses, a lot of ... dots in this one. So, welp, those sure were words written on paper. I think I need a books I'm ashamed I read shelf.
Yes, I like that. These are letters arranged into words arranged into paper. It sure is. It sure is.
We just read that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Emily says,
What's up? It's me.
I'm
good. You guys got my account.
Emily says, I do not know why I did this to myself, but I did. And shiver me timbers, this was disturbing.
Was that my review of our own podcast? If I don't know why I did this to myself.
See, we all have a lobotomy at the end of this, and now we don't remember that we've already read this one.
Yes.
We're just in a loop reading this book over and over again.
Oh, no. Our Patreon is just turkey.
I need meat.
I'm not a vegan. Emily said, I really need to start believing TikTok when it says something is unhinged. This is more unhinged than that door smut, and that mess was absolutely loony.
I am going to put in a request for this door smut. I have heard about the door smut.
Yeah.
I need to know.
There's a door and a pillow.
A pillow, yeah. It like
okay.
It's also called Stuffed.
Great. Maybe it's a series.
The Stuffed series.
And the last one is Tiramisu.
Oh, okay.
I just want to note that this review was 8 paragraphs.
Oh.
Whoa. Is it longer than the book?
Yeah.
It's longer than the book. I only pulled one because I said I originally wanted to declare this was written from the male gaze. And I don't know if they mean from or for. Either way.
It does feel, I did wonder if it was written by a man.
But certain phrases felt a little off. And then she lists some of the phrasing that she or he had a problem with. Tingling mound, which was to describe her mom's pubis, not her breasts. Creamy tits. Did she just apply a ton of lotion?
I feel like meaning the creamy of like her skin tone.
That's what I assumed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. He fell over with a startled gobble.
That was
for no reason. He just fell over.
Well, I mean, turkeys are not really balanced.
They're
properly.
not very stable. Yeah.
Especially if it was like a meat turkey, like they really, it's actually kind of fucked up. They like make them have big old breasts and they can't walk.
So done.
We haven't even gotten to your book yet. You're so
I'm out of here.
We're literally gonna leave. Okay, don't worry. There's only a couple more. A finger traced the sodden folds of her panties. She needs to change out of her mother's granny panties. They're too large for her.
Oh, how did she know the sizing of it?
Tiramisu. Maybe this is Tate. And the last one, bumps and nubs all over his cock. What is this? A PSA about STIs?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I wish I hadn't read this.
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't read this so that I wouldn't know about it.
I'm just glad that we all get to experience and that we all know that this exists and we know pretty much everything about this. Like all of us, all of our listeners, we've all been exposed. And so now we're just in it together.
Maybe it's like you watch this video, you're going to die in 7 days.
Yeah.
You've read this book now.
Yeah, like watch out for turkeys. Don't bend over in the bathtub. You might feel
Don't
an
take
abrupt...
a turkey home.
Don't take a turkey home, for starters. Yeah. Unless it's already dead.
Although she did like it. She needed the meat. And she's vegan.
What the fuck, Joe?
One
of the 1-star reviews was like, I really thought this was written by AI, which that could explain a lot of the word choice, but it came out in 2015.
Yeah, that was before. This was before ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Before Skynet.
We should...
wetware.
Somebody put this synopsis in ChatGPT and see what you come up with.
Yes, that's what I need. I need to know
the word choices you'd have to put in the box, though.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey head, no nipples, no belly button.
Oh God. Anyway, sorry
Anyways,
for that.
Thank
So
you for your
glad.
appetizer.
Yeah, you hungry for dinner?
Yeah,
you for
what's
your
our
sacrifice.
dinner? What
Mine
is
isn't probably really. I mean, it's better, but it's not
Literally,
any
it
better.
would have to be.
she fucked a turkey.
This is just not any better. It was really hard to find a Thanksgiving book. I think it's just because, like, who wants to eat and then bone, you know?
Right. It's the Chicago deep dish pizza conundrum all over again.
I read a couple of books just because I was, like, so anti the silly stuff.
Okay.
But it was, like, it was too much. It was too much.
Yeah. So you didn't like it when it was so absurd.
Well, I didn't want to read something so absurd, and so I was steering away from things, but like I read this like gangbang book, and it was like after COVID, and like it was too heavy on the COVID stuff.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, and like one of the guys hadn't banged in a while, so he was just like super like rough.
Yeah,
So
you
was
know
it-
what really gets me in the mood? COVID.
Yeah, it was
Just thinking
really
about
heavy
pandemic.
on the COVID. The sex clubs were closed down, so they had
Oh
it.
no.
They had it after Thanksgiving dinner.
This was like the first. This was like a Thanksgiving 2020.
yes.
This was like the first holiday that
everything
we
had
experienced.
just reopened. We're gonna take a STD
That Delta
test.
wave was coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. God.
I don't even know
So-
which one it might have been.
I
Yeah.
can't talk. I read about a turkey. All right. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Well, it was just funny because I tapped out because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely took one for the team.
I really
Thank you
did.
for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'm really
you
upset.
know.
Yeah, for your service. But then I read another one
Okay.
where the leftovers come alive.
Oh.
What?
And she bangs all of the leftovers. It was fucking horrible.
You don't say.
So,
So-
but now did they have features like how the turkey had did the turkey have beady black eyes?
No. But they smelled like their leftovers. So like the one
Give
of
me
the
that,
guys
like, corn.
smelled like
Give me-
turkey.
Oh, give me that potato.
Okay, wait. The food came alive. Was it just like
It was a wishbone wish.
animated, or they became men who smelled like food?
She took a nap and woke up and they were men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they smelled like cranberry sauce.
Okay, so she would go up and
Turkey.
be like, "Oh, you smell like."
There was one that had green hair and he was definitely the green bean casserole. Because he was like really wimpy.
He was whippy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, which one was
Who
the
was-
strongest one?
Who was
The
like
turkey.
the aggressor? Oh,
Oh,
The
okay,
turkey.
the
He's
main
in
star.
charge.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the
So-
alpha.
It was also just really bad. The sex scenes were so bad. And
I
so
love
was
how
like,
you hated these books so much
I
that you
hated-
read so many.
Yeah.
You
So-
just kept doing this to yourself. I only had 13 pages, and
No, I know. So who's the real loser here?
Okay, so
I
didn't
went-
want leftovers.
So I went all in.
okay.
I just went off the deep end. And I read a book called Full Sack.
Full sack.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And I printed the cover.
Oh. We'll post this on our Instagram in our every week we do this episode as an aesthetic, and this will definitely be in this week's episode. But the sack is written in a beautiful like script. Sack is in the drippy like almost like Halloween font, but
moist.
yeah, it's very moist. It's full of cum, and it's Thanksgiving erotica.
You're
Now-
warmed up.
I'm wondering on this photo, because it's obviously a stock photo that they have of the turkey.
Mm.
At the bottom, there's grapes there. Do you
Mhm.
put grapes with your turkey? Because I don't think I've ever.
I
There's
think
a
it's
lot
just
of-
like, the little leaves.
The little decorations, I
There's
guess.
a lot of things that I don't do with my turkey that
Yeah.
these books are doing. So
That's, that's true. Okay, so full sack.
You can keep that.
I am. I'm going to put it
Oh.
in my little background.
you should frame
behind
that.
me so that I have it forever.
You should frame it and hang it somewhere in the house, and don't tell Jeff, and see how long it
Oh
takes.
yeah.
Oh my
I have this little thing of necklaces back here
Oh.
that my friend Maggie, who's our fantasy correspondent,
Mm.
she got us. They're pearl necklaces with penises on them for Clutch My Pearls.
Aw.
Look at us,
Maggie.
you know. Okay, so full sack.
What's that?
I'm
What?
pulling. I'm sitting at the table. Let me know what's up.
It's by Layla Fae.
Okay.
It's got 139 pages.
Oh,
Respectable.
Yes. I'll read the synopsis before you make your guesses.
Before I come.
Yes. So he can procure anything. His price to be paid on her knees. When Jennifer's cat fails ill, her only choice is to save him. Her only choice to save him is to find Raccoon.
What?
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. Did I zone out? Because what?
His name's Raccoon.
Did we all have?
Just what the fuck? It's like, yeah, duh. His name's Raccoon. It's Thanksgiving. What else would his name be?
The way it reads, I literally thought that the book was about her cat came to like I've
thought
got
her
Where
cat-
Turkey on the brain. Raccoon took me out.
I thought you were saying that her cat got sick, and the only way to fix her cat was to get raccoons, like
On
that
her
they would
knees.
heal her.
That's what I thought. Somehow this is worse. Okay.
So just randomly, his name is. I love how adamant you were. Like, yeah, she's like, this is my fourth book. Like, this is normal. Like, yeah, his name's
His name's
Raccoon. Duh. Okay.
I told you
Okay.
I'm leaning in.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
I'm crying.
I need to pull myself together. Okay.
Okay. Okay. We're being really. We got the church giggles now. Okay. His name's Raccoon.
So her only chance to save him is to find Raccoon, the elusive dealer.
Of course, most raccoons are pretty sneaky.
The elusive.
They even have the little bandit masks on and their little hands.
Does he have small hands?
Does he have?
He's a regular man, unlike your book.
Does
have
he
black
have to
beady
rinse his
eyes?
food off in water before he eats it?
I'm gonna
Okay,
pee.
so
Just,
she has
just
to find
clarify,
Raccoon.
it's not his real name, okay?
Oh, really?
Mom, why?
Why would you name me Raccoon? Okay.
Get fucking serious, okay?
This is a Thanksgiving meal, y'all. You guys. Okay. We didn't even do the walk that cousins do where y'all go get high and then come in and have dinner.
Who said we didn't do that?
Okay. The only way to fix things is to find Raccoon.
The elusive dealer in all things rare or impossible. Some call him a wizard because anything one asks for, he can give for a price, which Jen is ready to pay. Raccoon's secret power is her only hope, so she will gladly take his magic wand in her mouth and do as he says.
Oh.
Except Raccoon doesn't want her to kneel and open up. He wants to be Jen's date to her family's Thanksgiving, and Jennifer would rather choke on him and be done. Because if Raccoon keeps pushing, she might develop a case of feelings. He's just too perfect with his masculine physique, uncanny eyes, and filthy mouth.
There's a lot of mouth work in this.
Except Raccoon is not what he seems, and falling for a monster with a sack full of magic is the last thing Jen needs. And then there's a content note, contains supernatural themes and ridiculous anatomy features, as well as flavored monster cream.
Oh.
The thing that usually happens in the epilogue is a part of the actual story, so beware, read responsibly, and don't try this at
Read
home.
responsibly, not us.
Yeah. No. I'm pretty irresponsible.
Yeah.
So Raccoon has magic powers, and it's to fix her sick cat.
Well, he basically can grant wishes
He's a genie.
through blowjobs.
Okay.
That's a hell of a line. No, trust me.
No, babe, your wishes will totally come
Just
true.
You're not manifesting right.
You just got to give me better blowjobs, and then you'll get what you want.
Try it again. Get your rabies shot.
I like how you look back at
I
it.
looked to make sure. Was this written by a man?
No, this is she's written a lot of other like holiday fantasy books.
Christmas
Okay.
episode, market.
Yes,
Right,
there's
yeah.
definitely some monster stuff.
Oh my god, how are we gonna top this with? We're not.
Yeah. I mean,
Nah, I believe in us.
we got some Santa Claus stuff. We got elves we could work
Christmas
with.
tree.
Okay, so God, Thanksgiving. All right, so
So her cat has cancer,
oh.
and everybody knows about Raccoon and what
He's like the
does.
neighborhood shaman
Yes,
or something.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
The neighborhood
And
watch.
He's the
he will give you whatever you need.
If you give him what he needs.
And he doesn't just, man, woman, old, young.
Have at it.
Anybody can suck him off.
Yes, and he'll give you what you want.
Raccoon's got it figured out.
So, but he is instantly attracted to Jin, which
She's
is
not like all the other girls, of course.
Of course. I think there's definitely, so he's magic, right?
Sounds like it.
So from fantasy books, we know that magical or animals have mates.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
And
do raccoons mate for life? We'll have to look at that.
I don't know.
To see.
Okay.
But he definitely recognizes something in her and he thinks she's just super dreamy. And he's like, basically, you don't have to do this, but I'm alone for Thanksgiving and I really just want to go be your Thanksgiving date. And he's like, you can tell him I'm your boyfriend, but I'll heal your cat.
He's like, you can have a freebie. I want to date you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you have to suck me off first, of course.
No. No, she said he doesn't want that.
You don't have to do it.
I'll make an exception.
Well, I think he's also saying, like, it's different for...
Like, I'd rather just spend time with... There's, like, a stripper when they're like, no, I'm down to hang out with you for free.
Yeah.
We got to do the first coming.
Oh, yes.
What is the... Because I'm wondering, because there was just a lot of mouth stuff, but it was more of pleasuring raccoon.
So wait, he goes with her as a date to Thanksgiving?
Yes, that's...
And who all is that? Is it her family?
Her whole family, and they're crazy.
Mom, Dad, this is Raccoon.
Yeah, this is
she
Raccoon.
doesn't...
He's
She
gonna fix my
introduces
cat.
him as Howard.
Why not Rocky?
Why not?
Yeah, he was very upset, too, because he was like, do I look like a fucking Howard?
I'm a fucking raccoon.
Yeah.
Put respect on it.
I earned this name.
Like, I went and did ayahuasca at Joshua Tree, and I earned this name.
Okay. All right. So 139 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes as gentlemanly date, Howard. What page do you think?
I'm gonna do 72.
I'm going to say 108.
Okay. So this is a little tough for me because he comes first.
Okay, true.
Because...
That's what I thought with the sucking dicks.
Yeah, he is so horned up for her because he recognizes her as a mate, which we find out later in the book, that he can't really, like, talk to her or tell her anything until he relieves himself. And he offers to...
Babe, I'll die if I don't come. I
You
wouldn't
don't
be able to
understand
he
magic.
offers to go jerk himself off in the bathroom.
She's like, no,
what a
I got
gentleman.
this.
And she's kind of turned on by that. So she was like, you know what? I read a book about... Oh, so she's really into smut.
She's one of us.
And she's very inexperienced. So she read a book about blowjobs before she came because she's never given one.
Didn't we all read 17 magazine at Cosmopolitan?
I was like 17. Oh, Lord.
No, I think 17 was more. Yeah, it was Cosmo when you'd be like, okay, that's how I do it. Sure.
Yeah. Use your teeth a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, say
Barely
it with me,
any
ladies.
pressure.
Lockjaw.
Just bite down if you get tired.
And she's a virgin.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Raccoon is going to rock her world.
Yes.
What do you think? Do you want Emily to read the technical
Okay,
first?
What page
So-
does he come? Does he? So the first
have
coming is him.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll show you where the hand towels are.
Yeah.
Page 64, he comes
Okay.
because he needs to.
He has to.
And he's like, well, if you really want to suck it,
I'll let
wish
you.
for something.
Oh,
Don't
the
waste
genie.
it.
Just so I could prove to you what's up. Because he wants to tell her all of his story.
Okay.
Because he loves her. As they kiss and hook up, he's like, you're the one.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not destiny, just mates.
All right.
I recognize it in you.
Ooh.
So 64, he comes a toaster. 69, he repays, and she comes.
69.
Okay.
Love
So the first coming, she asked for a toaster.
Well, she was like, I don't really
Like,
need
prove
anything,
it.
but my toaster's broken.
And so now was it?
Dream bigger. My
Did he?
God.
Yeah.
She's like, wow, I
I
could
really
really use a
need
new car.
toaster.
Well, I don't know if okay.
Now,
That's too
does it
big.
come out of him?
So I think
Like-
we should definitely read
Okay.
one of those scenes.
Okay.
I'm picturing like cat cancer meds.
Yeah, or it's just like, does
No,
it like
he doesn't
squirt
have to
out and the bleep?
He doesn't have to sleep with her for the cat. The cat's
Right.
just healed with magic. It's different apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want a
Oh.
tangible item, that has to come from
It comes out of his.
his
Yeah.
sack.
Now, is it-
swells up to the actual size,
What?
and then he's like, "Stand back," and it comes.
Watch out.
That is like passing the worst kidney stone ever.
It doesn't hurt. It feels good.
Of course. I mean,
Raccoon,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Raccoon.
So yeah, she wishes for a toaster.
So, but you can't really, because you got to feel bad if he's like, if you are like, oh, I want a car, then his sack gets the size of a car.
I think he tells her I can't do cars, babe.
Okay, like
Okay. Not with that attitude.
not a house. He's like, I can't do a car. I can't do a house. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be
Mansion.
like little
I can give you
things.
some money.
Oh, now that
He can
talk
come
about making it rain.
He can,
What if the car keys just came out? I mean, we can find a way here.
He
Yeah.
healed a cat magically. Just put one in my driveway.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so let's get this. Let me learn about Raccoon.
I'll tell you one other scene, and you decide what you want to read.
Okay.
So they took the cat with them.
Mm.
So she's hanging around the house, and while the mom is working on dinner, the cat eats the turkey because
Oh.
it's woken up from its cancer nap and it's healed and it's hungry.
Like it feels
Nice.
really good now. Finally.
Yeah, and that's how Jen knows that it must be healed because the cat hadn't ate in a
I bet,
while.
I bet that gets her excited.
Yes,
Yeah.
so she's super stoked that my
Like
cat
you-
is actually healed, but her mom's pissed that the turkey is
Got
fucked up.
eaten. Yeah.
Sounds like a personal problem.
And Raccoon's like,
I can get you a new turkey,
oh,
got
raccoon.
you.
but for a cost of sucking my D.
yeah.
We found this turkey in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, I'll get you one. I'm
He's
not
like,
gonna
just
tell you
let
how.
me give me 5 minutes in the kitchen with her.
So we could read the toaster scene.
I want to know about the turkey. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we could do the. There's also her losing her virginity, which is good too.
Oh.
And we could do two of them.
Let's
the turkey
do-
scene and her virginity.
Okay. What do you think?
What are you feeling?
I mean, do they go into detail about like or is it basically just like the balls swell up and turkey plops
Ding,
out?
toaster.
Ding. Bling.
Yeah, they bring a platter in the room with them.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
This is tame compared to what we just read, but what the? This is a weird night.
Yeah. This is
The holidays for you.
the holidays are weird. The holidays are hard. You
Mhm.
know,
You can't predict.
mental health check-in, y'all. Like, if you could ask Raccoon for something, and it has to be something that he has to pass, so it can't be too big. What would be your thing that you
Money.
ask him for? Oh yeah,
Money.
money. That's right.
Money.
Money.
Like a bunch of $100
or like
bills.
the title of a house.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where she's like, okay, I'm gonna get us a turkey. I'm gonna save Thanksgiving with my.
I did
pal.
want to mention that he can flavor the cream. Remember I told you?
Oh, there's like Monster
magical
cream?
flavor.
So he can make it whatever flavor you want. So whenever she was blowing him for the toaster earlier,
Uh-huh.
it tasted like apple cider.
Okay.
And that was just his choosing.
Mhm.
But I think she chooses a different flavor this time. And I don't know if I highlighted that so I'll just pre-mention it that
Oh my
she
God.
asked for hot buttered rum. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. Thank heavens, he said, releasing a breath. Okay, kneel and open up, baby. Let's make a turkey. Jen shook with a silent laughter and did as he said. Raccoon freed his cock, and it stood to attention right in her face, the head already wet. Wait, she said. What's your name? The real one. Thornton, he said.
What? What the?
He said, watching her with hooded eyes. I told you I'm not a Howard.
You're a Thornton?
You're a Thornton. You're a Thornton.
I think-
And you're not. And you're gonna go by Raccoon and not Thorn. Like,
I think
Thorn
his
would be cool.
raccoon is like a stage name, like his wizard name, like for anonymity, maybe.
Yeah, his
You
like.
could have gone with anything, man.
You could just gone with Thorn. Like that's
Okay.
edgy.
Perfect. Okay. All right. All right.
That you did, Jen answered with a smile and took his cock in her mouth. Fuck, baby, Raccoon swore, threading his finger in her hair. You feel too good. Jen hummed in agreement because he too felt good. Or rather, tasted. Because he had indeed done as she asked and changed the flavor of his pre-cum into delicious buttered rum. It was a smooth and creamy sweet with the perfect alcoholic buzz, and so Jen licked and sucked his cock with relish. You're so perfect. Wait, you're so perfect, Raccoon said. I can't help but give him a dickhead voice.
You've got to. Yeah.
Watching her with complete focus, My fucking goddess. Yes, fuck. This feels so good. Keep going. And she's like, yeah. Jen squirmed. She still didn't have panties on, and so felt her wetness much more keenly. She was slick, aroused despite getting off so recently. Raccoon would have to work his magic again. After they delivered that turkey to the kitchen, she would drag him upstairs and she couldn't. Jen took him deeper into her mouth with a groan, frustrated that they would have to sit through dinner. It would take hours before she could get him to fuck her. Does he need a lot of time in between after delivering? Which meant something had to be done now. She kept working Raccoon's cock to the satisfying sounds of his pleasure. She switched her hold from right to left and sneaked her right hand between her thighs. Oh, fucking yes. Raccoon gripped her head tightly and moved his hips, thrusting into her mouth faster, but not deep. Jen sucked him, flicking her tongue over his head, exploring its smooth shape while her fingers circled her clit, easy on in her wetness. Baby, Raccoon rasped, suddenly stilling. Are you touching yourself? What are you doing? What are you doing? She didn't let him out of her mouth, only nodded as he groaned, gripping her hair harder. She's like, yup. Fuck, this is too hot. But now you need to come before me. I need to see you come while your sexy lips are wrapped around my cock. Can you do that for me?
Your voice is really
This
inspired.
is just how I feel about him, you know? Jen took him deeper into her mouth and moaned. Even though the sound was muffled, Raccoon shuddered as if he felt it deep in his bones. Could you imagine if she was doing this to the turkey? He watched her with eyebrows drawn sharply together, and she glanced at him from time to time through watering eyes. This is someone who has, like, a deep throat kink. Like, she's getting sweaty. Her eyes are watering.
If you're not crying, you're not trying.
She was close. Her fingers danced over her clit in a well-practiced rhythm, and she moved her hips all the time, milking Raccoon's cock for the droplets of his delicate buttered rum. This is so gross. So gross. I need you to come, he said. His grip on her hair so tight it skirted the edge of pain. Come for me, my dirty little whore. Come with my fat cock in your mouth. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think we've had this yet.
A raccoon?
A raccoon? Or the, like, really kind of, like, dom stuff like this. Like, we've had a pleasure dom, but not anything that was, like, calling her, like, a dirty little whore and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is, like...
They do that a lot in this book, and she's like, why do I like this so much?
The dirty talk is...
And he does it more because she likes this so much.
I think we've all had that thought. Or maybe... what? All of us? Who? What? Okay.
I'm
Jen
a
pushed
virgin.
her harder. As I'm married to the
Touching your
sweetest guy in
boob?
the world, I'm like... I'm trying to, do I want my jacket on or off? I can't tell.
So many things happening.
It is getting a lot
Too
in
many
here.
fabrics on me. Jen pushed harder, his words sending her almost to the edge. She groaned, wishing she could just let go of him and focus on that looming orgasm because she almost had it. And Raccoon gripped her head in both hands and thrust in her mouth, obliterating any need for Jen to do anything. She just had to keep her mouth open and receive him. So she closed her eyes, let him thrust in her mouth with a savage force, and let go. Raccoon's cock hit her throat, Jen's fingers just at the right spot, at the right angle, and her pelvis flooded with pleasure. She cried out, the sound muffled by his cock. This is every guy's fantasy of she sucked my dick so hard that she came.
I have a magical dick and...
And I don't have to do anything. Fuck, you're beautiful, Raccoon grinded out of his voice tense. Almost there. So heavy. Jen kept her mouth open, taking everything. Yo, girl, we know your mouth is open. Reaching blindly for his sack. It hung almost to his knees. Huge and bulging. And Raccoon spat out I like how we've already normalized his name being Raccoon. We're already just like, yeah, his name's Raccoon. Duh.
We're so desensitized after, oh my God.
Spout out a barrage of expletives, fucking her mouth shallowly to prevent the enormous sack from swinging. What if that's like what happened, like normally, of where it just gets really big,
Just in the way.
and it's just like flopping And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna die if I don't jizz. But then if you get dinner made, it's fine. Stroking over the thin taut skin of his scrotum, Jen could sense the shape inside. Large and bulking in places, it could be a turkey. She opened her eyes and watched through tears. That's a kink for these people. So like it's the crying and it's the like sweaty and it's like the can't think of what the word is of like what that is.
Gross.
Yeah. It's where it's just like brutal, you know. Raccoon's sack impossibly, ridiculously engorged. It looked like the delicate skin attaching the scrotum to the rest of his body would tear at any moment. And Jen watched, wide-eyed as the sack grew larger. Raccoon groaned, pushing deep in her throat. She closed her eyes and gagged. He whipped his cock out with a snarl and took a step to the bed, positioning his cock over the pan.
A snarl. That's a new one.
A snarl.
We've had trills, gobbles, snarls, raccoons.
A snarl sounds like a
Swooshing.
noise that a raccoon would make.
Swoosh.
Swoosh. Raccoon swore, pumping his fist up and down his cock, and then he threw his head back with a groan and stood wider, his legs imagine just this turkey-sized sack. He's like, oh, God. The sack sort of compressed, and the turkey squeezed its way out of Raccoon's dick, falling with a wet splat into the pan.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You know, I think I've lost my appetite.
All that for a toaster and a turkey and...
Would you rather have the kneaded quinoa turkey loaf that Joe was making that were similar to her tits?
Turkey?
Or the... Yeah. Or
Does
the
it come out clean or does it need to be...
Does it come out like the photo with the
I
like...
can't even speak.
Like it's roasted, like it's ready to go.
Yeah, it smells good. The only thing that
Does it smell like hot buttered rum?
No, it
Oh.
smells like herbs. It smells like a legit turkey, like cooked. The only thing is that she said that it wasn't very hot, and so they had to put it in the oven. Which she kind of was like, "That'll be good because it'll like blast away the dick stuff."
Oh.
Cleanliness is really at the top of
Yeah,
our
she's
concerns.
like,
Yeah.
we just need to warm it up. Sorry.
I'm not who I was when we started this episode.
No,
never
I feel like
will
the
be.
holiday has changed me. I was so excited for these themed books, and we will still do every holiday because
Yeah.
now. But
Are you going to be this excited
I
for
Don't-
next Thanksgiving?
no, because I don't think I knew what I was getting into.
Nope.
I thought maybe
This is what happens when you force the holidays on us.
I told you I didn't want to come to this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if I'm going to look forward to Thanksgiving from now. I thought maybe it'd be like,
I know.
oh, we used gravy.
Oh no.
Like we ate gravy off each other or something, but it was like, no, I fucked a
Yeah.
turkey, and then this other guy jizzed out a turkey for dinner. Like, duh.
Also, he's named Raccoon.
And his name's
it's
Raccoon,
the-
Avi.
oh.
What are the reviews on this like?
Yeah. Did you
I
enjoy
did
this?
want to say one
Okay.
thing, that the reason why his name is Raccoon is because he's actually a raccoon, but like
Oh, just of
he's
course.
a tanuki.
Oh, like Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, there's a lot of like
is this an Animal
folk-
Crossing
no,
fanfic?
but it's like folklore about tanukis that they're like magical and like shapeshifters.
Oh.
So like his great grandfather was a full-blooded tanuki.
So this is like Twilight. Jacob is a wolf, but he's raccoons.
No, yes. Okay, so there was
Sounds exactly like it.
there was a part where he could probably change into a raccoon. He's in the book. He's got like yellow eyes, and they have
That's
to
called
ride,
jaundice, bud.
They have
Check
to-
your liver.
They have to ride. They have to ride home on his motorcycle, and she's cold because she's wearing a dress. So he materializes his tail for her to ride on because it's warm.
Oh.
Okay.
So so he's
He is
a
like
tanuki.
Okay.
Like a
good for him.
like not a full-blooded one. So I think that
Would that be Thornton the Tanuki?
his grandfather could come whatever, but
His grandfather was what
the
is it, Nook's
original
Crossing,
magic dick.
Nook's Corner.
Oh,
Timmy and
God.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So because his like bloodline has been so intermingled with other people who are not Tanukis,
Sure. Yeah.
that instead it can only happen through blowjobs only. So when he has regular sex, it's fine. Nothing comes out.
Okay.
I was ready for more tail stuff. I don't know where we were going with that.
No,
but okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
he can make his cum sterile.
I mean, he has magic
That's
powers. He can do
handy.
anything he wants.
Yeah.
He can
That's
heal a
true.
cat just by looking at it.
Yeah. So if you don't want to have a baby, we don't have to.
So what are the reviews
Oh,
on
yes,
this
yes.
like? Because I mean, this is
Insane.
I don't know. Yeah, they're both insane, but it's definitely more like there's more folklore to it. But rather than like vegan fucked a turkey, but
yeah.
So Bree said, OMG, this is the least appetizing story about Thanksgiving.
She's
girl,
right.
well, we got a
Well,
book we can
hang
give
on.
you.
Well, yeah, maybe we should write her.
It's already blocked out.
And then Leslie said, pretending my digital imprint doesn't exist right now.
This is where it's like delete my Kindle history when I die.
Yes.
Please help.
Please.
Becky says, I hate myself and I want to die so I can stop existing as a person who's read this book. The amount of physical, mental, and emotional distress this book has put me through is something I do not think I will ever be able to recover from.
Becky, we need you here. So
Becky, I believe in you. You can recover from this.
if we can make it through, you can too.
Becky definitely blames her book club for this read.
Oh,
as usual.
You know, we're
Book
like
club
y'all's
made
book
me do
club,
it.
So
Yeah.
you know, you can blame us too that you had to listen to this and had to be part of our book club.
Julissa says, how do you unwrite someone else's book?
When you figure it out, I need to talk to Tate. So, yeah.
They're like, yep, these are words and on a paper.
This sure was something.
How
like,
do I unwrite someone's book? That's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that. How do I unwrite this?
And Casey says, next time my family annoys me out of nowhere, I'm going to scream at them. At least I don't feed you ballsack turkey.
And then explain nothing, but then suddenly your cousin's like, oh, I get it.
I got it.
Oh.
I heard that episode.
Oh, so yeah. So now when you're at your Thanksgiving meal and maybe, you know, Aunt Carol is just being a little annoying, saying some things like just, you know, that she's needling you. And you're like, you know what? I'm sorry that my mashed potatoes aren't the best in your recipe, but at least they didn't come out of a Tanuki's ball sack. Okay. So sorry, Carol.
Or
Shout out to Carol.
beware if somebody brings a new person.
Or they just go to another room in your house where you know that there's not any food in that room.
I gotta go to
And
the
they're like,
bathroom real
I'm
quick.
going to go get a turkey and I'm going to make one real quick in your bedroom that doesn't have an oven or a refrigerator, and then come out with a turkey. They're like, just needs to be warmed up a little bit. Tee-hee.
As you're eating your cranberry sauce, which first of all is already gross. I am a hater. I don't like it. Ask yourself, did this come out of someone? I'm never going to be okay again.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll focus on the Thanksgiving desserts. You know, there's got to be some good pie ones.
Maybe we'll skip Thanksgiving next year.
Maybe. We'll see. Well, that was a
something.
traumatic
Appetizing.
holiday experience.
Just like Thanksgiving.
Just like Thanksgiving. I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. I hope you have a better Thanksgiving than our girl Joe or Jen, or maybe their Thanksgivings were better because one got fucked by a turkey and then one had their man come a turkey. Don't forget to like and subscribe and, you know, follow us. Tell your friends, tell your family, have this be your Thanksgiving conversation. Tell them to listen to this podcast if they want to learn more about Thanksgiving and all sorts of things. And then you guys can all share at the table your trauma that we've all experienced together of different turkeys coming in, coming out of
Smooshing.
You know what a smoosh is. Do they think that the turkey's feathers would be abrupt on your ass? I don't even have the words, but you know, we do appreciate it when you share and tell your friends about it and listen it, like, subscribe, comment, rate, all the good stuff. And you know, happy Turkey Day.
Gobble,
Happy
gobble.
Gobble
Turkey.
gobble. Stay smutty, you little smuts.